That's live, pal.
What a time to be alive. It's the Babyface broadcast here on 2RRR 88.5 FM. This is a show about putting on Australia's greatest wrestling event. I am your host, the Lord Mark Williamson, joined in the studio by one Dann Lennard.
G'day, Mark. I think before we go any further on the show, I just got something to say to you.
Okay, yes. Well, let me kill this. This sounds pretty serious, Dan. I was checking. You're feeling well. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I listened to last week's show on the Babyface broadcast on the YouTube channel, and look, I want to apologise for some of my behaviour on the phone last week.
To you, I was on painkillers. I didn't know what I was saying. Of course, you didn't poison me.
No.
The whole goat milk thing was an accident.
Yes.
And I said some really nasty things about you. And I was completely out of it. I said things like that I had a pony.
I didn't believe that when you told me you had a pony.
I don't have a pony.
No.
And then I noticed that I was really argumentative when we talked about the Elimination Chamber.
Yes.
I didn't even watch the Elimination Chamber.
How did you have such detailed notes?
Just delirious. My wife came in and said I was staring at a wall talking to a mop at one point.
Okay.
So look, everything I said to you, I take it back. I apologise. Okay. One other thing I want to say, listening to the Babyface broadcast, was that I want to thank you for defending me, sticking up for me against Jessica Bland, that no good marketing guru.
Oh yeah, she called you an idiot.
Yeah, really rude.
An idiot.
And you stuck up for me. So look, I feel really bad about how I treated you last week.
Look, I did cop some accusations and had some please explains. That
really?
There was, people accused me of poisoning you. I had station management come to me like, what's going on? You can't be poisoning people on air. Like, I didn't mean to. But look, water under the bridge, Dan Lennard.
Yeah, exactly.
Knows why? Because we are planning Australia's greatest wrestling event. Australian wrestling legends. Now, last week, I wasn't here in the studio. We pre-recorded the show because I was in Melbourne because I had to go to court to defend ourselves, or defend myself.
But us collectively.
Us collectively. Was sued by Krackerjak for the use of Australian wrestling legends. Now,
outrageous.
Absolutely outrageous. Now, I spent a whole day, all of Thursday, sitting in Melbourne Magistrates.
And I don't even know what happened. What happened?
Well, it got to us at the end of the day. The magistrate looked at us and go, "Are you too serious?" Krackerjak goes, "Yes, I'm serious." Magistrate goes, "Well, judging by everything here, you guys actually haven't run a show, so you've got no leg to stand on to sue."
Oh.
And then looked at us both and basically said we were idiots and we were to settle this out of court. So, not sued. Hasn't cost me money. Don't need to pay out heaps of money because of legal action.
Thank goodness.
So it's all good. I did work out a deal with Krackerjak.
Oh, right.
So we settled out of court, and I did record a bit that we're going to play after the next song. But before we're going to get into that, Dan, we have got some fan mail.
Oh, really?
We have some fan mail. So we've had Terrence get in touch. Terrence get in touch over the weekend, said that he is binge listened to all the shows on Spotify.
Nice.
Loved it. Just said this is really good listening to it. Even said makes you... He can listen to you, that you're actually, that you're not annoying, that you're not a terrible human being, because usually he said, I can't stand Dann Lennard, but this show makes him very tolerable to listen to. So well done, Dan.
Well, and this
turning around people, this is legit.
This is real feedback.
This is legit feedback.
All right.
From Terrence, so big shout out to Terrence.
Thank you, Terrence.
Thank you for the feedback. And it's a big well done, Dan.
Oh, well, I appreciate it.
Things are going well. I think we're on an upswing, Dan.
Yeah.
I think we are on a massive, massive upswing. So after the song, I'm going to play a bit of recorded wheeling and dealing, the art of the deal, you are going to hear in the next segment. This is a show about putting on Australia's greatest wrestling event, Australian wrestling legends all in. I'm your host, Lord Mark Williamson. Sitting across from me is Dann Lennard. Now,
No,
go ahead, Dan.
no, talk away. No, that's fine. It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Well, we also have a guest coming later in the show, a representative from Safe Audio Australia.
Really?
SAR, as it's called. Yeah, I'm not sure you realise in the last couple of weeks, the radio industry, especially the commercial radio industry, not the fine people here at 2RRR, but it's been a bit of a dog's breakfast. Been accusations of bullying.
Yeah.
It's just been in the news constantly, a good distraction from everything else in the world. But Safe Audio Australia are doing training to make sure we create safe audio environments for all. So I thought, come in, have a chat to us.
Well, we are leaders in the industry.
Oh, we certainly are. I believe we're saving the radio industry with innovative content like planning a wrestling event.
Yes, live on air.
Live on air.
Without
exactly.
any pre-discussion or anything like that. You don't answer my calls.
I don't answer calls.
Don't answer my emails.
I only talk to you. Sour. You consider yourself very lucky, as I don't talk to many people. I'm not a people person.
Okay.
So I did speak to someone last week. You know, I was in Melbourne, was threatened to be sued, got told to settle it out of court. So I thought I would be the man, and I would wheel and deal with one Krackerjak to make sure our show can go ahead. So here is a bit of recording of The Art of the Deal by Lord Mark Williamson. So, Lord Mark Williamson here. Look, our court case, the judge threw out Krackerjak and I's court case. They said, you are wasting the court's time with Australian wrestling nonsense. So, they said we need to settle this outside of court. I don't want to settle this because Australian Wrestling Legends is going to be great. So, I've tracked down where Krackerjak lives. I've got the camera out, I've got some microphones, and we're going to settle this like men. So, just tracked it down in here. Hello? Hello? Hey, buddy. How are you? Hey, there we go there. Hey, relax. Why should I? They said in court we got to settle it. We need to settle it outside of court. So, I have brought a camera, I've got us some fancy microphones, and I like to settle our issues outside of court. I want to get this sorted. You know, we've known each other for ages, mate.
I know.
All right.
You're trespassing in my Boston compound. I don't care for this.
Do I have permission to be here and sort this out?
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Okay. See, no, not trespassing, everyone. Not trespassing.
This.
Can you clip this on, please? This is a fancy Rode mic. Being a
Spared no expense. That's good.
audio professional these days, you know, broadcaster, you know.
What are you doing here? What do you want?
Well, as you know, I want to put on this show Australian Wrestling Legends. I know you're upset.
I'm very upset. You know I'm the most sensitive man in Australian wrestling, and I'm the Australian wrestling legend. How could you name a show Australian Wrestling Legends? How could you infringe on my intellectual
I was
property?
in a flow state on air, and the best broadcasting is you just let it naturally come out. And I realise I was mistaken.
You hurt my feelings.
I apologise, I was mistaken.
You hurt my brand.
I'm sorry I've hurt your feelings. I am sorry I hurt your brand. I've been apologising a lot lately. I'm a different person these days. I'll apologise for I apologise for the mistakes I've made. So I'm sorry. But what can we do to move past this? Because I still want to use Australian Wrestling Legends. Now, this was created not to insult you or take the piss out of you or anything like this, but it's a ripper name. It's a good brand, and I think people are going to like it. So can we just get past this? Can we get past this and make this happen?
I want $10,000.
$10,000?
$10,000?
No, mate, I can't pay you $10,000, really.
$10,000?
Can't pay you $10,000.
Why not? You spent more than that on that gold jacket from Underworld Wrestling. You're famously terrible with money. Give it to me.
I was famously terrible with money, but as I've said, I've turned a new leaf. I've changed as a human being, and I'm now fine. No. I am. I'm financially responsible. I'm a financially responsible guy. I can't afford to pay you $10,000. But how's about I just give you $1,000? $1,000.
Do you know what inflation has done to the price of that's like barely a weekend. But $1,000, that's nothing. It's not enough. It's not enough.
Okay, I'll give you 2.
Well, 2's not 10, is it?
Well, I can't, $2,000 is for a show.
It's a drop in the... I get paid more than that as a public appearance opening up a Centrelink. It's not enough, okay?
3. 4.
How many fingers are these, Mark?
4 and a thumb.
And a thumb. I'm counting the thumb. The thumb is $1,000 as well. I want 5. That's my compromise price.
Okay. Bloody hell. I'll give you $5,000.
Excellent.
5,000. So we're
Sounds
cool.
like a real deal. I mean, 5,000 will cover the financial compensation. But, like I said, I'm the most sensitive man in Australian wrestling. It hurts me to be left out. And it's called the Australian Wrestling Legend Show. It should have the Australian Wrestling Legend on it. It should have me in a centralised, featured position. It's kind of like the focus. And no one else is allowed to be an Australian Wrestling Legend. Only me. That's my name, my brand.
But look, last time I ran a show, we worked together, we kind of rubbed each other the wrong way, and we got friends. And you said some stuff about me, I said some stuff about you, and it was like pretty rocky. And it's probably led to this thing, this kind of disagreement. We wouldn't have disagreements like that in the past. I mean, sure, you tried to set me on fire one time.
I did try to set
Yeah, but we get through things, man. We get through things.
Look, I think I can surmount that conflict. I mean, I'm still working for everyone else in Australian wrestling, well, almost everyone else. So, if I can tolerate that, I think for one very, very special night for Australian wrestling, I could tolerate you.
Yeah, all right.
But no one else is allowed to be an Australian wrestling legend, and you've got to call me the, with capital CHE, Australian wrestling legend, Krackerjak the Mad Bastard.
You are the Australian wrestling legend. Can we say people are legendary because we've got the Right Ripper and he's like 93 and we can't do something legendary with him?
I mean, look, the Ripper, obviously, his achievements are legendary. So I can open myself up to that. As long as I'm the Australian wrestling legend, I can accommodate sharing a small portion of that spotlight.
Okay,
but you other people of a legendary status.
You are the definitive.
Yes, the definitive article.
You're the definitive. Okay, we'll do this. I promise never again to impinge on your brand or do anything like that will cross that kind of brand thing. That's a promise.
Mark, is this the beginning of a beautiful friendship?
I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Nothing can go wrong.
Nothing's going to go wrong.
I'm very excited.
Australian Wrestling Legends coming soon.
Yeah.
I don't have a date yet, but
we'll figure it out.
It's coming.
There we go, Dan Lennard, the art of the deal.
The art of the deal. $5,000. You gave him $5,000.
He wanted 10.
Are you completely moronic?
No,
Are you completely moronic?
Moronic?
No, Norm is sponsoring this show. But do you think he's some sort of money pit?
It's a naming cost. It's an investment. This is going to be the greatest show in wrestling history. I think $5,000 is a cheap investment.
Oh, really?
But he was going to sue for a lot more.
5,000. Yeah, okay.
Well, Dan, look, we're going to discuss this more after the break. This is the Babyface broadcast. This is a show about planning Australia's greatest wrestling event. I am your host, Lord Mark Williamson. Sitting with me is my co-conspirator, Dan Lennard. He's got a very serious look on his face. I don't think he's too happy with me.
Well, $5,000. It's a lot of money to basically get a wrestler for the show.
No, it's a naming right. It's a naming right for Australian wrestling legends.
And now,
it's too good of a name.
And now Krackerjak is on our show.
Yeah, we've got our first wrestler, our first official wrestler on the show, Krackerjak, the Australian wrestling legend.
I guess
himself.
I should be happy.
You should be happy. I've solved it. There's no more dramas.
Okay, no more dramas. Well done, Mark.
So now all we've got to do is find a venue, get insurance, find some more wrestlers, and just trying to get some more people to help us out. And by look at that, there is someone on the phone, Dan Lennard. Let's give it an answer. Hello, you're on the air with the Babyface broadcast with Lord Mark Williamson and Dan Lennard. Who am I speaking to?
Hello, it's Keith Lambton from the Berrigong Wrestling League, Mark.
Well, Keith Lambton, very nice speaking to you, mate. How's everything going?
Yes, mate, you're not going to put me on that idiot Dan, are you?
No, they're not going to put you on to Dan Keith. No, not gonna. I've even turned his microphone off, mate. So what can I do for you, Keith? Long time talking to you.
No, well, what's happening with this board of wrestling, you know? I haven't heard anything from you for a number of weeks now.
Well, we've been very, very busy, Keith. It's just, you know, I've not sure if you know, I've had to go to court down Melbourne, and you know that idiot Krackerjak tried to sue us and the Australian wrestling legends. But yeah, it's been trying times, but it's all coming together, mate. All coming together.
What sounds like a you problem, not a me problem, champ? No, I'm giving you $2,000, mate. What am I getting from this? I haven't heard from you since I gave you that money, and I've been told with people listening to your silly show that you spent it on that galah going out for Valentine's Day of dinner, a $2,000 dinner. Absolutely outrageous.
Well, Keith, look, Dan did spend it on dinner. He took his wife out somewhere very nice. Look, that money hasn't been completely wasted, you know. It's gone to a good cause. We look at it as kind of like an operational expense, if you know what I mean, Keith.
So the board's not happening, is it? Well, I need that money back then, mate. You know,
right? The board's happening, and it's you and me right now.
The money doesn't grow on trees. Might for you city-dwelling folk spend money willy-nilly on caviar and cocktails and bottles of Sauvignon Blanc or Chardonnay or Spumante. But for us working folk, $2,000 it's not a small bit of scratch.
Keith, look at, you know, the board thing was a good thing in theory, but mate, you could look at this, just think of it as like an investment for Australia's greatest wrestling show. You're in on the ground level, mate, the ground level.
Oh yeah, what you're looking at as an investment for your show now, is it?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, bloody what, that $2,000 better get a number of my workers on your show. I want a number of the guys. I want them shown off on your bloody Australian Wrestling Legends show. And they better be in key spots. They better be highlighted. They better be bloody important, mate.
They'll be very important, Keith. Very important.
Yep, all right. Well, yep, I'll hear from you later.
No, well, thanks, Keith. We'll get hold of that. Well, jeez, Dan,
he didn't sound happy.
Why did you spend $2,000 on dinner?
Well, 2,200 actually. Why did I spend? Listen, I was trying to smooth over things with my dear lady wife. It was Valentine's Day, so yeah, the money went to some very, very expensive Asti Spumante, some lobster, and a lot of lobster actually. Throwing the lobster around. Actually.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I got that, mate. But you know, you call me financially responsible. Like, I've got a naming right for a show. I've got a wrestler, and you just blown $2,000 on dinner. And I've got Keith, who's supposed to be like our wrestling board and to help do fundraising. Now wants all these guys on the show.
You know, look, can I correct you? Firstly, it's 2,200, which means you still owe the North Ride RSL $200. So. But I mean, isn't it a good thing now we've got more wrestlers on the show, which is what we wanted? And look, we've got the money pit known as Norm.
Yeah, I guess
he can cover that cost. That's nothing.
Maybe we can get Norm Prendergast on next week and get him to cover the extra $2,000 and
2,200.
We are going to have a guest in from Safe Audio Australia after the break. You're listening to the Babyface broadcast with Lord Mark Williamson and Dann Lennard. This is the Babyface broadcast. I'm your host, Lord Mark Williamson. My co-conspirator, Dann Lennard, sitting across from me. This is a show about putting on Australia's greatest wrestling event. Now, we had a special guest come in, and I was told it was from someone from Safe Audio Australia, wanted to talk on air to create safer airwaves because of all the rubbish that's happened on radio the last 2 weeks. And I am disappointed beyond belief. That is Jessica Bland, the bane of my existence.
Our existence.
Our existence is now somehow obsessed with this show.
Well, yes, I am actually here from Safe Audio Australia. I have many careers. My resume is very extensive. And I am actually here to warn you, Mark. We've had some reports from producers.
I don't even... Have you heard of this organisation before?
No,
Safe Audio Australia? SAR.
It's all new to me, Mark, and I'm just very suspicious that Jessica Bland is back in the studio. I never thought I'd see you again.
Yeah. And you had complaints.
That's right, about your workplace conduct and behaviour, Mark. I mean, just think about it. Look at what's happened in your most recent couple of broadcasts. Last week, poor Dan, poisoned.
No, he wasn't poisoned.
No, look, I said some things when I was under the influence of medication, and it was an accident. It was an accident. Mark didn't mean to poison me.
There was a lot of accusations of poisoning. It was food poisoning. There is a difference.
Well,
there's a big difference. It's not like I've got cyanide and I'm like secretly, I was actually doing stuff.
And to be fair, it was more of an allergy thing, really. I mean, it wasn't even poisoning. It was just goat's milk. And look,
he's allergic to it. I didn't know he's allergic.
I didn't know that. It was an accident.
Right. Well, what about the way that you've treated your producer, Rob? Mark, you destroyed his marriage on Christmas.
Well, no, I didn't destroy his marriage on Christmas. He destroyed his own marriage through bad decisions and blamed me and will cry and moan about it to anyone that will listen. And I've had to listen to that for months. Then I saved his marriage. Dan had to make a sacrifice.
I had to make a sacrifice, but I was all for love for Rob and his crazy missus. I mean...
Yeah. Lunatics, the pair of them.
Yeah.
Absolute lunatics. So I thank you. A thank you should be from Rob, not a complaint. But you're welcome, Rob. You're probably listening.
Well, he probably, I think, would see it more align with behaviour such as workplace bullying. So that's why I'm here, to ensure it's a safe environment for everyone.
This workplace bullying, we're on the radio. Like, what is this? This is, we are talking on radio. If someone is, like, not performing on radio, you tell them, hey, you're doing a bad job. Can you pick it up? You're on air.
Well, due to recent events that have currently been happening in the Australian radio landscape, shock jocks and their behaviour is no longer being accepted and tolerated. Mark?
Sorry, who's the shock jock? Are you comparing me to Kyle Sandlands?
Well, I'm just saying you've made a lot of outlandish comments about your sponsors, your listeners, your fans,
I haven't made any outlandish I have not made anything outlandish about sponsors. Thank you very much. Maybe the listeners. But they love it. Our listenership has been building every week.
Yeah, they like being verbally slapped around.
We had Terence send us an email.
Terence loved it. Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm glad that you're clinging on to these little single examples, because just as a PR expert, can I just say that the way that you carry and behave yourself, it's not very ethical. You need to be having a stronger sort of framework, procedures, conducts and placements in place to just build a better environment for everyone. You need an ethics framework.
You know what? I'm not doing this.
Mark.
I'm not doing this.
What do you mean?
I'm not doing an ethics policy. I'm not going to be gaslit on my own show. I'm done.
Wait, what are you doing, Mark?
I'm done.
Hey.
Wow.
Mark, I don't know how to operate the board. What are you doing? Look what you've done. He's left.
Okay, listen to me, Dan. It's all right. He can have his little tantrum. He can carry on. It makes him look like the man baby here. But this is your chance, Dan. You can swoop in, take charge of that panel. You've let him steamroll you this whole time. He tells you what to do. When you come up with your facts, he's often talking over you, interrupting. He puts you through so many ordeals. This panel is yours, Dan. Take this opportunity. Make it your moment.
What are you trying to say, Jessica Bland? Are you trying to say that Mark is the problem here?
I think that you are the real star of Babyface, and Mark is holding you back. All he does is rain on your parade. He's a bully who steamrolls you. I think now that he's out of the studio, this is a real opportunity to turn this around.
No. Mark's a good guy. He's the best guy I know. And, he sticks up for me. He defended me against you last week. You said terrible things about me last week.
Oh, no. Hang on.
You called me an idiot.
That was a pre-recorded episode. And listen, here's what Mark does. He's very manipulative. He took something that I said that was completely out of context and he edited it and manipulated it to make it sound like I called you an idiot. But Dan, I would never do that. You're the talent behind this show.
So You never said that.
Absolutely not. It was completely fabricated and orchestrated by Mark.
You know, look, maybe there's something to what you're saying. An ethics policy.
Yeah.
For the radio and you know, maybe you've got some ideas, Jessica. Maybe you should be more closely involved. With Australian wrestling legends.
I'm glad you think so, because I've actually had some ideas about this big wrestling show you're going to be putting on, and I've got some ideas that I think can really just take this to the next level, especially with Mark out of the picture. I reckon I've got the stuff that's really going to take this wrestling show to new heights.
We certainly do need someone with ethics. I mean, wrestlers are really dodgy people.
Exactly. Exactly.
And Mark is probably the dodgiest.
And HR training modules are the number one way to ensure that no sort of unethical behaviour occurs. It's extremely successful and works in every single workplace. So I reckon this is definitely going to be the way forward and something that we mandatorily must put in place.
Well, look, I think I could talk to Norm and get Pat put you on some sort of contract, some sort of deal with us, and pay, because you'd want to be paid for that.
Absolutely. Especially with the amount of knowledge and insight and expertise I have, I definitely think financial compensation is definitely going to be required.
So you've got some ideas, some good ideas, and I'm always open to new ideas to make this project work, Jess. Sorry, you don't mind me calling you Jess now that you're coming on board.
Go for it. Now that I'm part of the team, why not?
Oh, great. Well, look, Jessie, I was thinking... Sorry, you don't mind if I call you Jessie?
Oh, that's all right, Dan.
Okay, well, excellent. Okay. Well, listen, Jessie, baby, I think where you lack something here is knowledge in the product.
Oh, you're right, about wrestling.
Yeah, you don't know much about it, but you know I'm a wrestling historian.
Really?
And I have a rather extensive collection of wrestling videotapes.
Wow. Oh, well, I don't know anything about wrestling, and I really would love it if there was some way I could learn a little bit more about it.
All right, this. I've been told I need to come back. Management said I need to come back because none of you guys know how to use the board. I haven't done the 2RRR training course, which is happening at the end of this month. Check out the 2RRR website. So that's the end of the segment. Thank you very much for wasting our time once again. The bane of my existence, Jessica Bland.
Hey, Jess, we'll talk later.
We'll talk later.
SAR, I believe it's called. A dodgy organisation, the worst, have not made anything safe, absolute rubbish. You're listening to the Babyface broadcast here on 2RRR 88.5. It certainly is magic here in the studio, Dann Lennard. Dark magic after that last segment. You're listening to the Babyface broadcast here on 2RRR 88.5 FM. This is the Babyface broadcast. This is supposed to be a show about planning Australia's greatest wrestling event with me, Lord Mark Williamson, and Dann Lennard, my so-called co-conspirator. We've had the show hijacked once again by Jessica Bland, saying she's with some Mickey Mouse organisation called Safe Audio Australia, telling me I'm a bully, telling me that, I do all these horrible things and try to take over the show. It's put me in a foul mood, Dan.
Look, Mark, I think you're being a bit harsh on Jessica Bland here.
Oh, dude.
Jessica, she means well. I think she might actually have some good ideas. I think we should think about perhaps getting her, onto the team for the big show for Australian wrestling legends and for All In. I think you should, just take a moment to think about perhaps utilising her skills, her skill base.
You know what, Dan? I don't want to talk about this on air.
Oh, you don't want to talk about this on air? You want to talk about everything else?
No.
You want to talk about everything else on air?
I don't want to talk about this on air because I might lose my professionalism and we don't have a beeper in here. And I might say some words.
Do you want to get Sar back in here?
I would regret. Oh, why is that? Why would you get her back in here?
I'm just thinking he's just sounding like you're being a little bit unprofessional almost. You could be...
No, I've been gaslit and pushed in a certain way to make it seem like I'm some
someone that I'm not.
Yeah.
And I'm just a little tired of it, to be honest. I've had poisoning accusations from you over the last week.
Hey, I took that back.
And your allergy, like some like silly kid from kindergarten. You got to have a card with you with all your allergies to make sure you don't get sick.
I'm sure
I've had to deal with that, accused of poisoning you. I've had to go down to court, threatened to be sued. I fixed the deal. We're not getting sued.
Yeah,
it cost a bit of money.
Below $5,000.
You're having a go at me for $5,000, which is cheap in the big scheme of things for naming and all that sort of stuff for what we've got planned. And then I get this galah come in, this woman who's the bane of my existence, which is like, it was supposed to be a Christmas gift. She was supposed to help out as a Christmas gift, and it's just nothing, absolutely nothing but upset me. So I don't want to talk about planning Australia's greatest wrestling show right now, Dan. I want to talk about it's WrestleMania season. This is Christmas time for wrestling fans. So how's WrestleMania season going, Dan Lennard?
Worst WrestleMania season ever.
Oh my God!
Worst WrestleMania season ever.
What's so wrong about it?
They're panicking. They're booking on the fly. They haven't done this in decades, Mark. They're changing plans. They're listening to the fans, which you should never do. Like, I mean,
they're listening to the fans.
Yeah, well, like, you know...
How so?
Oh, well, you got the IWC complaining about, it's all too predictable. It's Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu, and putting... You know, there's pressure on the booking committee, particularly Triple H, and they're making changes on the fly. Suddenly Cody Rhodes is world champion again, and now he's facing Randy Orton out of the blue.
Hasn't there been reports that Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton was always planned? It was like planned from January, and the pivot to Drew was because they were listening to wrestling fans but had to find a way to get back to that original match, which in my opinion is a better match.
Whatever way you want to look at it, they're listening too much to the IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community, the soft drink reviewers of the world, Mark.
Okay, the soft drink reviewers. So what else is bad about WrestleMania? Says it's just one main event. You've got a good main event with Roman Reigns and CM Punk. That seems to be plodding along quite well.
Plodding along is the right word.
Plodding.
But listen, what else is on the show? We're what, 5-6 weeks out from the biggest two-night show of the year, of the season, and what do we know? I think AJ Lee is going to face Becky Lynch.
No, that hasn't even been announced.
Well, yeah, that would seem a likely.
Hasn't been announced. We've got Brock Lesnar is doing an open challenge.
Okay, but
we've got Stephanie Vaquer defending the women's world title against Liv Morgan, who won the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
We've got Rhea Ripley against Jade Cargill defending the WWE Women's Championship.
And what else?
Well,
and look, as you said, AJ Lee and Becky Lynch, even though that looks likely, is not even booked on the show yet. I mean, I'm just doing that because it seems logical. I'm saying that because it seems logical. But yeah, it's not even booked. This is like a really pivotal moment where you should be building all your angles, all your feuds over a concentrated 5-week period, and it's very, very haphazard and scattershot.
I have to admit, probably not. I mean, they're doing it over 2 nights. It's a big thing. It's a big event to book.
Yeah, but the Brock Lesnar Open Challenge. Like, what does that even mean? You know, everyone wants to see Oberfemi, but But what if they bring out, I don't know, Danhausen?
I don't think it's going to be Brock Lesnar and Danhausen. By the way, last show, you say how crap Danhausen was.
No, I said his introduction to the promotion, to the company, was awful, and everyone agreed except you. You were the only person in the world
I think it worked. I think it worked.
I think the follow-ups have been very good.
I think it worked with the follow-ups.
They've got him back on track.
I think it was meant to be an absolute fizzer. You're like,
really?
Who's this?
What?
Who's this weirdo that's come out to a popcorn fart? And I think it worked well and added that extra layer of comedy of, you know, here's this big event in a box coming out and here's this underwhelming person and here he is in comedy segments.
You can paint it whatever way you like. The fact is that the follow-ups have worked. He has been getting cheers on TV. They played it very carefully. I think his first appearance on Raw, they did it sort of like backstage and they muted the crowd. But then he was there at SmackDown. Apparently, the crowd were cheering him. So he's building momentum, and good luck to him. I have nothing against Danhausen. I hope he takes the WWE for all the money he can get from them.
I believe you said it was a one-trick pony, but you were on medication.
He is but also
lots of things.
But he is a
one-trick.
But R-Truth is a one-trick pony, and he's been around for decades.
There's lots of things said last week on medication.
There was. I wish you'd stop glaring at me and just let it go. I did apologise at the start of the hour.
Yeah.
You know.
But are you excited for any of these matches at WrestleMania, Dan Lennard?
You know what? I was excited for a heartbeat for Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley because they were going back and forth during the week on social media, and people got very excited and thought, are they shooting on each other? Are they legitimately angry with each other? Turns out it was a total work. They were absolutely... WWE doesn't allow their wrestlers to hate on each other legitimately on social media. So it was all a work, and then they did a really ordinary promo in the ring this week on TV, and I don't know, I'm not really interested again.
Talking about each other's bodies. Now, you made the mention of Rhea Ripley has lost a lot of weight.
She has
lost her aura, but I do think it's going to make better for this match. I think she's going to be a better babyface that can bump off big muscly Jade.
Well, she's going to have to, because Jade can't work.
Yeah.
She's not very good.
No,
she looks $1 million, and there's nothing wrong with that. You need some wrestlers who look $1 million, and I think that's the problem. Companies have lost that. I think even Cody Rhodes was talking about this last week in an interview where he said what the company needs is some really, I didn't say useless muscle heads, but along those lines of guys who can't really work but look impressive, and all these other people have to learn how to work around them, bump off them, make them look $1 million. And, you know, to an extent, that's what Jade Cargill is. Someone who looks impressive, and you have to work around her and work her style of match to make it work. And if you do it right, she's a lot of fun.
Lacks the kind of roid head screaming aura that was in the 80s and 90s that those big muscle heads had, where they could just yell and talk gibberish, but because you're like, well, you're going to tell him he's an idiot?
Yeah, exactly. And they went away with that, and they had a lot of muscle heads in the 2000s who they killed off repeatedly. Matt Morgan and Heidenreich and these guys who could have been really great monsters.
And had the kind of little personality.
Yeah.
Though, you know, they didn't have that bombastic. Wrestling needs more bombastic.
They need more plumbers.
They need more plumbers.
They need more wrestling plumbers.
They need more wrestling plumbers.
And
wrestling
goons.
electricians.
Ice hockey goons.
The goons. Cricket players. We need cricket players.
Yeah, that'd be good. That's a great gimmick.
Volleyball players.
Oh, yeah. Male ice hockey players. They could be great heels right now.
Don't get me started on ice hockey right now. What is with you and Jessica? Bringing stuff back to Jessica.
She has so many great ideas.
Has she offered to watch wrestling with you? Is that what's happened?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Oh my God, Dan Lennard. That's... now I know. Now I know. I know what this is all. You found a girl to watch wrestling with, and you're all doe-eyed.
I'm not doe-eyed.
Doe-eyed. Oh, let's bring her in.
No.
Let's do this. I think she's got some good ideas.
We need a smart person on this team, because right now...
Oh, we need a smart person. I'm the smart person on the team.
You're a carny.
I'm a carny.
You're a carny.
I'll show you carny. Look. We only have a minute left, so thank you for listening to Babyface Broadcast.
AEW Revolution. Let me just run down the card. It's on this weekend, mate. We've got 45 seconds. It shouldn't take too long. So there's MJF versus Adam Page in a Texas Death Match. There's other matches.
Thank you very much, Dan Lennard. On behalf of Dan and myself, we thank you for listening to another episode of the Babyface Broadcast.